Hi there, and welcome to a new edition of Rewind. I'm your host, Connor McDonald, and today I'll be reviewing the albums It's Never Fair, Always True by Jawny, Blue Rev by Alvvays, and Yoshimi Battles the Pink Robots by the Flaming Lips. We'll start off with the album I think deserves the distinction of being the best thing I've listened to this year. It's Never Fair, Always True by LA-based artist Jawny. This album is Jawny's debut LP, released in September of 2023, and focuses on the exquisite pain and uncertainty of a romantic relationship in this day and age. This album is also fairly unique in how each of its tracks bleed into one another, much like the B-side of Abbey Road by the Beatles. And as a side note for our audience, I will inevitably find a way to link an artist back to the Beatles whenever possible. While some may think that this blending hinders the creative potential of an album with a limiting effect on the variety of music presented, I believe that it only enhances the ever-present motifs of love and fear, and is sufficient to elevate this album from bedroom indie to woven poetry. My favorite songs from this album are Strawberry Chainsaw, Take It Back, and Death is a DJ. Strawberry Chainsaw is the second song on the album and directly follows the 30-second intro. The 30-second intro's mantra that love is inevitable. It is then subsumed by the hardest rocking song on this album, Take It Back, a collaboration with Beck that describes the destructive and harmful effects of desire to the psyche. Finally, Death is a DJ is an excellent finale because it aptly expresses the dread and apprehension a new relationship brings in the face of the existential fear of dying alone. And while all of these songs sound negative by themselves, listening to the entire album is a cathartic experience, which is why I give this album an 8 out of 10 and would recommend it to everyone. Next is Blue Rev, the newest album by Alvvays, a Toronto-based band from Prince Edward Island, Canada. Blue Rev takes the distorted vocals and atmospheric guitars of the band's previous albums to soaring new heights, with dreamy lyrics and bubbly pops of drums to make this one of 2022's best albums. While Alvvays, which is spelled A-L-V-V-A-Y-S, was originally a lesser signing to Polyvinyl, hence their unique name due to the fact that there was another Alvvays signed to the label, it becomes the brand's marquee band. Blue Rev's best song by far is Very Online Guy, a great song with the anonymity afforded by the internet, with the characteristic ethereal beats and breathy vocals lending a diaphanous air to the track. Other great songs include Belinda Says, a delightfully brash ode to the wall of sound production technique, and After the Earthquake, based on a short story that is an excellent piece of descriptive songwriting. I give this album a 10 out of 10 and recommend it to any fans of indie, pop, or alt rock. Next is the album Yoshimi Battles the Pink Robots by the band The Flaming Lips, which was re-released on its 20th anniversary in 2022. Loosely based around the battles of a superheroine Yoshimi, who in turn is a reference to the Japanese drummer Yoshimi Piwe, who contributed to the album as a session musician, Yoshimi Battles the Pink Robots was the most successful album released by the Oklahoma City-based band, which formed in 1983. The Flaming Lips are an interesting band, mainly because of their growth into an extremely niche and successful presence in the psychedelic rock scene at the time when most bands moved away from lush and complicated performances. The Flaming Lips were literally and figuratively burning down venues that they played. Yoshimi was a departure from the band's more hardcore psychedelic roots and inflicted a shift to the mainstream, which resulted in this Grammy-winning album. The best song that appears on Yoshimi is Flight Test, Yoshimi Battles the Pink Robots Part 1, and Do You Realize? Flight Test was so inspired by the Cat Stevens song Father and Son that the band gave him a songwriting credit, court-mandated, for psychedelic songs. To be that close to the English folk rock of Cat Stevens is a feat in of itself. The title song, Yoshimi Battles the Pink Robots Part 1, is the most story-centric song on the album, and a superb example of the otherworldly lyrical strength of the Flaming Lips' chief songwriter, Wayne Coyne. Finally, my favorite song is Do You Realize, which recently appeared in the third installment of Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, and is one of the most introspective songs I've ever heard, placing concerns of life and death within context, within the broader view of the universe. I give this album a 9 out of 10 and would recommend it to any fans of pop or rock. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.